Yes, gusto nating kumita ang ating negosyo. That's the natural consequence. That should happen. But the objective of the business owner is to make your business qualified, karapat-dapat, pautangin ng mga financial institution, at maging kaakit-akit bilhin. Is a reminder related to cash flow is your collection of your receivables o yung payables sa inyo. Collections are often the last thing anyone wants to do, especially in times of financial crisis. Hirap na nga kukolektahin nyo pa yung mangongolekta pa tayo. Pero simply kailangan natin ng money in, bawasan ng money out. Itong mga collectibles or receivables ng isang negosyo, malaki and serious ang impact niya sa cash flow ng kahit anong negosyo. Simply put, kailangan makolekta ang receivables. Pag-aralan and improve your billing hanggang collection processes. Pwede pa nga na you get paid in advance. Nangyari yan sa amin. Paano nangyaring paid in advance? Nagbenta kami ng prepaid barber service. So habang nakasara, nag-aalok kami ng prepaid, naka-discount pa sila. Imagine, lockdown, quarantine, hindi pwedeng pumunta sa barbershop, and yet may money in kahit pa paano na pumasok. Of course, magiging payable namin yun, services that will be rendered. But cash flow-wise, may perang pumasok at the time that businesses are closed. It can happen, even at times of crisis. So, we recommend the 3 F's of collections across any kind of business na may receivables. And sana nga, ma-automate yung proseso as much as you can. 3 F's that I want to remind you of in addressing your collections. Be firm, focused, and friendly. Firm, never end a communication, a call, without a confirmed date. Specific terms. Kung nadidelay man, dapat maliwanag sa inyong dalawa nung kinokolektahan nyo when, how much, at paano babayaran. Be focused. Focused to overcome objective, to achieve your objective. And be prepared with the answers that your payer might post. For example, sir, paano ko kayo mababayaran? Naka-lockdown din ako. Online transactions. Okay? Last but not the least, kindness goes a long way. You got to be friendly. Firm, yes. Huwag pagalit, huwag nananakot. You can still have that cloud of friendliness when you do your collecting. As mentioned, we suggest automating collections. Meron ng mga softwares, QuickBooks, yung isa kong alam, may mga setup na may automatic collection reminders that can be according to your collection policy. And when someone is late, meron pang automatic sending of email, even phone calls or text messages as reminders. Start at the largest balance hanggat maaari ng inyong makakolekta para malagking hinga agad kung makakolekta kagad kayo ng may mga malalaking balances. Okay? Last but not the least is cutting your expenses. Pero bago kayo bara-bara na mag-cut ng expenses, may prioritization. Number 1, yung mga below the line costs. Ano yung below the line cost? These are the items that were nice to have, meron siguro ginagastusan nyo noon, but are not really vital in keeping your company alive. So, review your overhead or your indirect cost, lalo na yung mga below the line. Talagang review it with a fine-tooth comb, sabi nga nila. Ano ba ang realidad ngayon? People are not in the office. So siguro yung everyday, naalala ko sa aming opisina noon, everyday may tigalinis. Ngayon siguro once a week yun na lang ang binabayaran namin for our cleaners. Sa barbershop, dati merong laundry. Everyday, kinukuha ng laundry shop. Ngayon, meron ng laundry washing machine mismo doon sa barbershop. We do our own laundering. You can save on your papers, physical papers. Again, sa amin, nag-office transfer kami dahil skeletal force na lang. Dati we have in one of the office that I manage, 15 to 20 man crew. We're down to 10. And then skeletal pa ang reporting. So we transferred to a smaller office. We don't need the big training rooms anymore. We rarely accommodate guests. So a smaller office is just but right for us. Another option is to consider outsourcing. Lalo na yung mga not really your competency. That's one way to one solution to save money. For example, outsourcing bookkeeping functions. Typically, 30 to 40% ang nasisave compared to hiring 3, 4, 5 in-house accounting, bookkeeping personnel compared to outsourcing it. 3 to 5 personnel versus paying 50,000 to an accounting firm that you outsource it to, yung sweldo ng 3 to 5, more than 50,000 definitely. Okay? So, review and consider outsourcing. Yung mga above the line cost naman, ang pinaka best example dito are personnel, yung mga taong nagtatrabaho sa atin. It's a difficult decision on how to figure out who to keep and who to let go. Remember, it's the people who drive business and profits. Can you really afford layoffs? Oo naman, madali lang magtanggalan eh. Remember, the cost of turnover is more than you think. One major mistake most business owners make during a recession crisis like this is loading up on the layoffs. Rehiring and retraining once the dust has settled is more costly. So how do you make the decision on who to keep and who to let go? Your decision should be based on data, not on emotions. Emotions are running high these times. But it's important to look at the numbers. Who delivers for you? If cuts are needed to be made, tanungin nyo rin yung mga empleyado nyo. Consider asking your employees to take an equal hit. I am fortunate, siguro because I related to them right away. I was transparent with our employees. They needed, as I suggested, they needed to go on a 4-day work week with 1 day on a mandatory leave, no work, no pay. Instead of me, rather than me having permanent layoffs to 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Use this time with your staff to sharpen the saw, sabi nga nila. Invest in training, identify efficiencies, enhance your products or services that you offer. Now is the time to dive in and find the value of what you are really offering. Maybe next time, if given an opportunity again by Investry, I can share the new way of work from the standpoint of the business owner, management, and the employees themselves. I would want to close my presentation on the financial objectives and obligations of any business, whether we are in this pandemic, patapos na, nakaraos na, may crisis o wala, may be the good times or the bad. These simply are the financial objectives of any business. Actually, even an individual. Okay? I'll say it in Tagalog, mas ramdam sa Tagalog. The financial objective of any business from day one is to make your business karapat-dapat pautangin, maging kaakit-akit bilhin. So, pautangin, sir, ayokong may utang, hindi ako makatulog, I don't have a peace of mind. Baka mamaya ang mangyari, maging peace of mind, M-I-N-E, yung negosyo ko ng aking lender. The most powerful countries, kilala nyo na kung sino sila. Malalaking kumpanya, mayayaman tao, they make good use of utang. San Miguel Corporation, isa sa pinakamatibay na kumpanya, just last week had an offering of a 6-year promissory note, interest of about 3 to 4%. Okay? Ang liit ng kikitain, but compared to a savings deposit or time deposit, mas papautang ko yung pera ko sa San Miguel compared to i-deposit ko sa big universal commercial banks, lalo na kung hindi ko naman gagamitin in the next 6 years. 6 years yung term ng San Miguel. Ang interest rate indicative of 3 to 4%. Ang savings account, 0.2%. Bakit ko gustong maging karapat-dapat pautangin ang aking kumpanya, ang aking negosyo? Because maraming paggagamitan ng pera. Both unexpected and expected, pangit o hindi maganda, or maganda, maraming paggagamitan ng pera. Lalo na when things get into some level of normalcy. Bakit ko naman gustong ibenta yung negosyo ko, maging kaakit-akit bilhin? Hindi naman kumikita nga itong negosyo ko, bakit ko ibebenta? Well, kapag nag-umpisa ka ng negosyo at nasa utak kagad natin, someday in the future, I will sell this business, magiging iba ang galaw nyo as far as your records, documentations, and pamamahala ng inyong negosyo. Hindi naman benta para bilhin ng iba completely ang inyong negosyo. You can sell part, 10%, 30%, and maintain majority ownership, 51%, or even absolute control of 67% ownership. 33% ibenta nyo, may pera nang pumasok sa inyo. Kumbaga, nag-pay out na yung pag-uumpisa nyo ng negosyo. So, yes, gusto natin kumita ang ating negosyo. That's the natural consequence. That should happen. But the objective of the business owner is to make your business qualified, karapat-dapat, pautangin ng mga financial institution, at maging kaakit-akit bilhin. Alam niyo na, yung 5 C's of credit, kayong mga minsang nangutang na. So, even your business, hindi lang sa individual, look at the 5 C's of your business. Improve on them, enhance them. The character of the business owners and the business itself. Your capacity to pay. Your taya, your equity, yung taya nyo doon sa negosyo. The conditions that are prevailing when you are, if ever, going to borrow money. Last na lang ang collateral. Last, hindi mo nagpapautang ang financial institution dahil meron kayong collateral. Mas nauna, in that order, character, capacity to pay, and even your share of equity, your capital. And of course, the conditions why you are getting into a loan, purpose of the loan, and how you will pay the loan. As far as selling or bibilhin, partly or full, ang inyong negosyo, ano ang tinitingnan ng possible buyer, investor? Your financial performance, syempre. Kumikita ba? Exempted na ang 2020-2021. Prior to pandemic or even kung nag-normalize na, may financial performance bang nakikita? How good is the management? The people behind, running, managing the business. Your product, nandun pa rin ba ang USP, unique selling proposition of your product or service? The big why of why it will be patronized, your service or this product that you are offering. Do you have a clear market? Is this market just in limbo today, or have you developed a new market. And last but not the least, nakakalimutan lagi, the exit. The exit strategy, exit means of those buying in. Kasi yung iba who are buying in are just investing and they will at some point also exit. So it's not so bad, again, to consider and to make your business karapat dapat pautangin, kaakit-akit bilhin. Now, on the financial obligation. Ano bang financial obligation? Manage cash flow, yung mga nabanggit na natin, control costs, boost sales. But let me put the financial obligation in a different way, simplest as it can be. Your business, actually even in personal finances, your business dapat laging mayroong malinaw at totoong makukuhanan ng pera. Source of money. And there are 3 sources of money that should be available to anyone. Kung wala pa to, trabahuin na you get these 3 sources really, truly available to you. Your income, meron kayong kinikita, your savings or investments, and yung mauutangan ninyo. Kapag isa lang ang source of money nyo, mahihirapan kayo. Baka hindi kayo mag-survive. Kung dalawa, struggle pa rin. These three should be available to you. Why? Because maraming paggagamitan ng pera. Expected and unexpected. Your income should be higher than your expected expenses. Sa unexpected na pangit, na negative, don't borrow money. Use your savings and investments. Yung unexpected na maganda, opportunities, expansion, you borrow money. So, a healthy, well-managed business is meeting this financial obligation. Having clear sources, controlled uses of money. Thank you very much. Limited time, as I said. We can do some sessions in the future for different topics, but obviously related to running our businesses. I'm open now for question and answer.